102K BTC. Is the sell-off over? Oh, do we have FOMC tonight? Well, what is that going to do for us right now? So I've been watching this market all day. The market's been selling off. We're going to discuss a plan now leading into the FOMC that is coming up in a couple of hours from now. We got to make sure we are ready to the downside, we are ready to the upside, and fully prepped you. So guys, I've got a banger show for you. I've got some banger entries, and I'm going to give you my full plan. Let's get right into this. Guys, and remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, hit the subscribe, and a special note today, I'm going to be streaming the FOMC live on Crypto Live. That is our new banter channel, Crypto Live, and we're going to make sure that Crypto Live link is in the description and the comments for you. So James is going to scramble around here, and he's going to find it. Am I right? So there he is. Okay. And he might bring some fundamental things as well. So yeah, make sure you are tuned into Crypto Live during the FOMC. We're going to stream this thing live. I've got DJ and Dave coming to join me as well. Okay, let's get into Banter Bubbles. What a filthy day. But this is kind of what we like to see leading into these types of events. These big events, if you get a sell-off, typically you want to be looking for entries just before if this is playing out. So my current strategy at the moment is to start closing some of these hedge shorts that I'm in and start adding to some of these longs. Some of them are obviously red at the moment. Some of them are under pressure, but I think it's time now. And I think we are due some kind of move. Now, we're going to go through this in detail, but let's touch on BTC first. Let's just see what these guys have done today and what they may have in store for us later. So you can see it's been a relatively choppy couple of hours now while we wait for the FOMC. So we had a nice sell-off late yesterday, as you guys might have felt, the altcoin traders. Then we had a beautiful pop, and we saw things like WIF do 35% off some big levels. Now, a little bit of chop today. We're drifting into our first zone. We've got FOMC in approximately, I would say, 2 hours from now. Is this our zone? 101,400. Are we going to be bouncing off this 101,400? That is the question I'm asking myself, and that is what I'm looking at very closely now as the clock ticks into this FOMC. So we're going to speak about some options there just now. Now, if we drift a bit lower, and obviously this FOMC could be volatile as hell, and it could be pretty hawkish or pretty bearish. And we need to understand that while Powell is talking, markets could be pumping, markets could be dumping. So we want to understand some key levels that we could possibly wick into on BTC from both sides. So we mustn't, we don't need to favor just one area. So hot zones for me that are of interest now on any pumps later on. Let's look at 104K. Let's look at 105,200, and let's look at 107. All three of these to the upside could be reaction zones where we could grab a couple of shorts later on, depending on what happens to these candles now during the course of the next few hours. And then to the downside, if they are going to put us under a bit of pressure, and let's say the market shrugs it off, your big levels, 100K, that's obviously our banger. That's our 618. You can see we've got nice tie in here with these horizontals as well, and then we've got our 50-day MA bringing up support. So for me, even a wick into that zone could be very interesting for us. And then if things are heavy, if things are filthy out there, and we're going to be live while this is happening, so we're going to track this live. If things are filthy, that is what we're looking at. 97K, we're going to tap that macro 618 that we've got there. We've got a nice liquidity cluster as well in that region, and that is where we're going to look for long. So that is my current plan. Okay, so make sure you have these levels set out on your charts. This is going to be key over the next few hours. Now, we know typically that after these events, the market may or may not, settle as to where it was the day before. So, we're definitely going to be expecting some kind of volatility here. Play those levels. That is what I am looking to do now later on today. Now, let's get into some of the stuff. Now, this is obviously important because this is how my trading account feels at the moment. And I think this is how all traders and crypto holders feel right now. Okay, I mean, this is basically me wrestling right now. I mean, we could watch this for days, but this is what it felt like all day long. James, you got a similar vibe, or are you on the sidelines?
I'm on the sidelines, but I feel the same way. My portfolio sure feels like it.
It's not degen enough to be on the sidelines. You got to pick a direction or be
pick a direction. I'm playing it safe today.
I'm calling up. Okay, I'm calling up. If I have to take a bet, We going up. Okay, that is my official call. Okay, let's turn off this man wrestling the bear. Okay, we've had enough of that. I'm tired of wrestling the bear, guys. I'm exhausted. I'm so tired of this market moving down. Okay, so Fed Reserve, that is in at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, folks. So that is where we're going to catch this thing live for you guys. Now, a couple of things that are interesting. We spoke about this yesterday, and James mentioned yesterday as well that obviously Trump is trying to exert influence on the Federal Reserve, but they are an absolutely independent. They obviously don't listen to politicians or shouldn't listen to politicians. But here's Uncle Trump having a go. Okay, yeah, he's having a go.
Do you demand that the interest rates come down?
Well, I would put in a strong statement.
Do you expect the Fed to listen to you?
Yeah.
He's going to put in a strong statement. Okay, so let's see. Now, we know the market is not expecting any rate cuts. Okay, that is what we do know. And Ali Chart says the market dumping right now before FOMC. Now, that was yesterday. Okay, I mean, that was this morning, I think, for me. Feels like manipulation. He says if the Fed signals a dovish outlook tomorrow, which is just now, BTC could rally on expectations of looser monetary policy. Still, the Fed is currently expected to keep rates steady, and the tool's showing a 97% probability of no change. Now, if Uncle Trump walks in here and he's with some kind of influence and they do drop rates, I mean, fuck me, we're going to have some kind of guard candle out of the market. If things are flat and they don't adjust rates, well, that's great. But it's all going to be about the press conference and how soft Powell comes across. So we're going to be watching that one. We're going to be watching the charts while that is happening. And this is an interesting sign. You know, maybe Canada is front running this, but they have announced the end of quantitative tightening. And that could be opening gates for a little bit of QE from the US side. So we're going to have to see. Yumi Soul says, Dill doing sumo with the bear. Guys, I'm wrestling all day long for you guys. That's my job. Okay, S&P today relatively quiet. Okay, so expected a relatively quiet day today on the S&P. So we'll have to see how that plays out. We'll be watching that one closely. But any fake outs to the upside, you can see there's a gap that can be filled quite easily here before there is more downside on the S&P. So I would just watch 6,100 for now. Obviously, the highs are of note for us if we do get pumps, and then our key support is going to be those lows at round about say 5,960. So any S&P traders at the moment, that is pretty much where you're going to find a little bit of action. And then Charlie says retail interest in Bitcoin happens to be dying off, and it's almost as low as May 2021. Now, this is actually quite interesting because if you look at the BTC chart, it hasn't been fun to trade. If you guys, like if you're a hodler and you bought BTC, you're kind of just going up, down, up, down, up, down. Nothing's actually happening. It's quite a boring trade at the moment for any spot holders there on BTC. So yes, interest has died off, but the last time was May 2021 when we saw these levels, and we know what happened after that. The minute they started capitulating, the retail guys, then we ramped up and they brought them right back. Now remember, these market makers know they want to bring them back, so they're going to send up guard candles there for us. And how do you do that with guard candles? Well, we've just seen a nice print from Whale Alert. Look at that, 1 billion USDT. I mean, that's enough to spark a little Bitcoin rally, perhaps. That's enough to inject a little bit of liquidity into the markets there. So that is news floating around. That was at 4 p.m. So that was a couple of hours ago there for us. So that is looking quite fun. And then I'm trying to stay away from DeepSeek, but this feels like we're watching literally a soap opera. I mean, I don't know. It's like Days of Our Lives in the markets here with regards to what is going on. So Microsoft, OpenAI says it has evidence that China's DeepSeek used its model to train competitors. They say it found evidence that the Chinese AI startup DeepSeek used the US company's proprietary models to train its own open source. Okay, cool. I mean, cool. They've called them out. Is there action? Can there be action? Maybe. But I mean, who's going to listen to that? And then Alibaba comes back straight out the gates here, and they've now got their own AI play. And DeepSeek shockwave through Silicon Valley has investors panicking and rivals scrambling. Okay, look at this. ByteDance, Baidu, and Tencent are now all racing to upgrade their models. Now, DeepSeek R1 already claims parity with OpenAI's O1, and its dirt cheap AI costs threaten to upend the entire industry. Okay, so Alibaba steps into the room. There's action here as well. What is Fart Boy? Are we talking about Fart Coin? What are we talking about? Now,
this Fart Boy is all over the chat. I've been seeing it yesterday, the day before. Must be a new token, and apparently it's ripping. I've not looked into it, but everyone's screaming it.
Okay, we're not looking at fart boy just yet, guys. Hang in there. Okay, hang in there. Enough farts for now. This is a serious business here. Okay, bar chart says we waited more than 2 years, and all NVIDIA gave us was 1 day below the 200-day MA. Now, let's not jump the gun. You know, we've just had this bad news on DeepSeek. It just sold off. Yes, it was obvious it was going to bounce around about the 200-day MA. But just because we're 1 day in doesn't mean that it's now over. So, you know, they might be shooting their shot a little bit early here with that comment. But here's NVIDIA right now and having a retest as we speak, 120 of our 200-day moving average. This is obviously a big marker for us in stocks. And this 200-day MA, it's something to watch. So, yeah, big one. We don't want to close underneath that. Yesterday, you could see we pumped right through that. That was beautiful. Now it's all about the retest. 120 for longs on NVIDIA. If you're using that 200-day MA as your support marker, 120 for longs. And you can use the lows, 116 as your guide. Now you can see there's a massive gap that needs to be filled. And then, you know, you might find some more bearish news or something. And then they come and send this one a little bit lower down. Rave Panda says, anyone from Banter going to be live for FOMC? Correct. I'm going to be live on Crypto Live. James is going to drop the link for that channel in the chat. There it is. Okay, there it is. It's in the chat. There you go. There. It's there for you. Okay, catch me there live. I'm bringing DGen Dave, and we're going to try and short or long BTC there with some extreme DGen plays later on. I'm locked and loaded. Okay, Prime XBT, I'm loaded, yeah, and I'm ready to go. And remember, if you want to join me on Prime XBT, you just go and you grab the link in the description, and you can trade the S&P with me. You can trade Bitcoin. You can do all these things. There it is. Just go to the show description, click on Prime XBT, sign up, get their bonus, and get stuck in with me. Now, NVIDIA's little reaction today says, you know, we've made all our courses free. I don't know, is that enough to pump NVIDIA's price? I just thought this was interesting. And oh, I see I've lost there. I lost my James. Did I lose my picture there?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay. Okay. So here is NVIDIA. They're making their courses free. Okay, that's a good start to try and get their bags going up again. Now let's get into some of the action. So Bitcoin, you've got your levels. Let's talk Bitcoin daily. We're going to be watching this obviously on the daily. We're going to be zooming out. If there's extreme moves to the upside, to the downside, we are going to be watching the big levels. So big levels for me on the daily. All you need to really be concerned about: bang, 99K. Bang, 95K, and then you it gets a bit interesting down here. Okay, it gets very interesting down there at 88K. But one of those is going to give you an absolute pumper there if we do get wicks to those downsides. And then in terms of upside, yeah, nothing too creative here. Nothing nothing more extreme. I've got my 113,800 that is still in play for me, and obviously the wick high at 108. Okay, so that are the extreme levels here on the daily that you're going to be watching for BTC. And those are nice reactive zones. Now, for the non-100x savages out there, okay, so the calm guys, those are your levels. Now, let's go. Dominance, hating this. Okay, if you've noticed that your alts are starting to bleed, you can see this dominance is pumping back into resistance. Now, we called this bullish dominance, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. We had this inverse head and shoulders here, and you can see it's popped into the zone. This was my first rejection target. I still believe we can get a fake out here and a hard rejection later today. I really think this is on the table for us. That is going to be my first prize. That is going to pump these alts from these levels that you are seeing right now. And hopefully they're going to hold. I do have some alt setups for one more sneeze into these zones. I've got you guys rocked and ready. So just stick around. Now, looking for this rejection. This is a major daily level for me. I don't want to say by the nature of this candle that it's going to push higher, but you can see this is a rejection zone. So look for a fake out here. Look for one more bleed out on these alts. Really just put you under pressure, make you capitulate, and then send it back. So look out for that play. And then upside, if they do start forcing, and in South Africa, they call it force the vorce. If they do force the vorce here, that is going to be the next one. But there's going to be a proper alt capitulation. That is going to hurt. And that is going to really cause a couple of issues there for altcoin traders, especially altcoin traders that are long. Okay, so 61.5%, that is going to be your next zone. Enjoy the rinsage if it happens. Okay, it's going to be something like this. I'm going to show you exactly what it's going to look like. It's going to look like this. Okay, this is coming in hot. And if we do get rinsed, well, you know, we've got the merch now. We got the merch to prove it. So, guys, I'm working on all this cool merch for you, and it's going to be for giveaways and all these things. Obviously, hacker boys and girls are going to get tons of the shit from me as well, and that is in process. So sometimes things with me happen a little bit slowly. If it's not trading, it's slowly, and then all of a sudden, the stuff arrives. Okay, so we're getting there, and Crypto Wolf says we are all getting FDDD. I don't know what that means. I can't understand that. He must just be honest with what he's saying here. Do I have enough cannabis for Val's speech? Maybe I need a gummy for the speech later on. It will probably calm me down there with some of these sweating positions that I'm in at the moment. Okay, USDT dominance. Pushing above the 50-day MA. So there's a proper wrestle. Now, whenever I look at this USDT dominance chart, you just need to go back to this Russian wrestling. Okay, it's the same thing every time. It's the bulls and the bears are fighting now over this major situation. So we obviously want to close under the 50-day MA if we want to stay bullish. We want this USDT dominance to go down because we want the market to go up. Okay, so it's as simple as that, really. And that is what we're looking for. So any bullish moves on this thing is not going to be a good look for us. There's going to be pain, and you'll probably find dominance then pumps into that big target that I've given you, that guy. Okay, you probably get dominance up there. And if USDT dominance pops higher, it's not going to be pretty. 𝗦𝗪𝗧𝗧, thank you for clearing that up for me. Much appreciated. Okay, did everybody get their giveaways from yesterday? Did you guys do what you needed to do? Did you get your giveaways? Let me know, okay? I'm ready to push buttons and send that $100 to 5 people. So let me know in the chats. Did you guys get what you needed to do? Okay, total 3 on the 12 hours. Something else we're watching. And I just want to get those that are feeling under immense pressure. Tindo, I've got you, bro. Did you email giveaways at Crypto Banter? I told them to look for you. Tindo, email giveaways at cryptobanter.com. They are waiting for your email. Okay, cool. And I see Hassan got his bit funded. Okay, nice. Okay, total 3. This is the altcoin market, X, Bitcoin, and ETH. So it's all the shit coins out there. I want you guys to the ones under pressure. Okay, there is a little bit of hope here. Now, we don't know how deep this is going to go, but fuck, we are so close to some kind of reversal here, guys. And I know when we are close like this on a 12-hour, sometimes it involves a capitulation candle. So I just want you guys to know, it might involve a few more % down. But the pain is nearly over. If you've been watching these charts from the highs, when was this? This was 17th of Jan. We've been bleeding down. Now I'm going to show you WIF. I'm going to show you PopCat. I'm going to show you some charts. The pain is nearly over. Now, it might involve one more dip. Okay, but I'm telling you, and from a timing perspective, these things are getting so oversold here at the moment. And if you can just survive one more dip, we should be okay. Guys, is it time to buy render? Who's saying render's collapsing? I've got the render chart. Let's see. Is it time to flip long? Remember, Chaos said 4.8 and I said 5.2. Okay, we're nearly there. Come, render. It's time. It's almost time. We are nearly there, folks. So render is actually moving into the box. Okay, look at this. Look at this here on the daily. This thing is so wrecked on the daily at the moment. I'm feeling some kind of bounce here on render. So in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start closing my render short, and we are going to start looking for these entries now. 5.22 down to 4.8, which was Chaos's level. My level was 5.227. We're looking down to 4.8. If we can survive that, then we should be good. Okay, so if you are going to do this super slowly, super carefully, you're just going to nibble in these zones. Remember, the FOMC is coming, and if he's dovish, there's going to be a snapback bounce. Okay, so just look out. But we are moving into the hot zone, 786 trend liquidity zones here, heavily oversold RSI. It's really starting to look attractive down here, and unless there's something fundamentally absolutely fucked with render right now, this looks like the zone where you are looking for a reversal. Correct. Cutest Girl says buy render at 4.8. Chaos liked 4.8. I like 5.227 was my zone. Okay, that is what I'm looking for there. And guys, funnily enough, on the sell-off here, I've got a couple of others that we might be super close. We might be close to a snapback bounce here on some of these tokens. Max Broski, I like that he calls himself Broski. Okay, so render, guys, that is what you're looking at, down to 4.8. If you start closing under 4.8, it's dirty, it's dark, and but I think 4.8 will be pretty close to the end of that move. And then I want to give you guys a backup zone. Now, remember, anything can happen, obviously, but here's your backup snapback bounce zone. 4.11. always have your next one ready to go. 4.11 is where it's at. Okay, let's get into altcoins. Let's see what is what. And the first one I want everyone to pay attention to is ETH BTC. This is another thing that I want you guys to be aware of. We are at the big zone where we should get some kind of reversal. Now, I'm saying should because this level was almost a fantasy to me when I called this thing. When did I call this thing? November 24. I said, this is a level of interest. This is the plan. Pump up off the trend. Reject all the way back down. 0.29 to 0.295. Somewhere in that area, that is where I wanted the real ETH reversal. And at the time, we were looking at the ETH chart saying, yeah, but not really. You know, it can't really come down here. And fuck me, here it is. Okay, it's nearly at our zone. So we are super close here in terms of an ETH bounce and an ETH versus BTC strength play. And if it's going to happen, I believe it's going to happen tonight because fuck me, based on the pressure of these alts, if it doesn't happen tonight and we don't bounce, there's going to be some epic rinsage like you have never experienced. I mean, if they come out hawkish now after this sell-off, whoa, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. And Jose says, Uncle Dylan, I like your cap. Guys, I'm bullish. We got to go bullish. Okay. Okay. So ETH, your levels. 3,000. That is it. Closed under 3,000. You're looking at 2.8 to 2.7. If things get dirty now in the next couple of hours, 2.8 to 2.7, that's where it's at for me. Okay, 2.8 to 2.7. Alternatively, 3,000. Watch that 200-day MA. Look at that. Support here. Support here. We wanted to hold a support. That should give us a bounce. Okay, so looking for that to come into play. Then Uni. Now, there's a little bit of news on Uni at the moment, and I had. Where's our Uni? Where's my Uni tweet? I had a beautiful Uni tweet for you guys. Anyway, news on Uni. Version 4 is now out. From what I understand, there was some fundamental news floating around and definitely a topical one for us. So I just wanted to plant the seed here on Uni for you guys. You can see 10.3 was our 618 macro. And without doing anything too smart, look at that. Beautiful bounce off that 10.33. So anyone interested in Uni, anyone interested in an ETH BTC reversal, maybe Uni is something you want to pay attention to. If ETH starts gaining strength against Bitcoin, maybe you want to look at Uni. So Uni, 10.33, big support. Don't forget things like ENA. Don't forget Lido. Don't forget Peppy. Don't forget all the normal ETH plays that you want to be looking at. Look at this reversal print here for Uni on the daily. You can see we are near to something. The last time we got a reversal print here, that was that guy, and we had quite a nice push to the upside. So yeah, feeling a little bit like we should be getting a bounce. As long as we're holding 10.33, you can see I've got my 200-day MA backing you up at 9.56. So watching these areas closely, even if it's a short-term bounce. And when I say short-term bounce, it could be a 20%er, and then they could come and end us. Okay, they're welcome to do that, but I'm looking for a snapback bounce first before they come and kill us. Okay, James, good luck. The chat is sizzling. Oh, that's what Zweletu is saying. Okay, guys, talk to me in the chats here while I'm cracking on. Talk to me. Keep talking to me. I want to see how you guys feeling. Are you absolutely shitting yourselves? Are you sweating bullets in positions? No one is sweating more than me in Brett though. Nobody is sweating more than me in a Brett position. Okay. Let's talk a couple of things so you can feel the pain. I've started building longs here because I think we're going to get a bounce today. Okay, so you can see my injective. I'm $70,000 short on injective. Okay, I'm closing this. Okay, I'm closing that one. Okay, let's close it there. Bang. Okay, you can see Brett. I'm totally fucked. Okay, it's minus 30K. I've been shorting Brett since the top, basically. Closing shorts just to build this position because I had so much conviction on Brett. Now we're in an interesting zone. You can see I've got my next Brett short that I opened the other day. That thing is green. Okay, here's Render. We're moving into the zone. Okay, Render's up 52K short. We are moving into our area. Is it time to start looking for longs on Render? So that's the question. Lever, DJ and Dave actually dropped that setup for us earlier today in Hackers. That was a short play of his. That was a banger. Sui, I'm building along here on Sui. You can see I've got the chart ready for you. Peppy, building along on Peppy here. whiff. That was a short given by myself and by Trader J in the traders chat this morning on Chart Hackers. Okay, there it is. Is it time to close the whiff short? Let's close this whiff short. Okay, let's close it. Bang. Okay, I'm going to talk to you about whiff in a second. Here's Aptos. Okay, $70,000 short. I've got an Aptos entry for you guys today. I'm going to show you where I think we can get that thing. It might be time to start closing that short as well, because I suspect we are going to get some kind of bounce there. Okay, and then Tao, yes, is it time to start building the long? And this is the same long I gave you yesterday. So you can see I've been adding to the size, and then I shorted the top rejection there of Tao just to carry me down earlier today. I just shorted a resistance band on the daily with obviously the idea that we're going to get some kind of bounce later today. Okay, so we've closed a couple of shorts. There's my 𝗟𝗓𝗡 off that weekly, and trying to build these levels. So you can see my conviction is that we're going to bounce. You can see here's Injective in front of you. I've got a limit order waiting for another wick at 1755. Looking for a bounce there on Injective. Even if these bounces are short term, I believe we get a snapback bounce. And then, look, even if it's 10-15%, then we start, then we figure it out from there, okay? But essentially, it's going to involve taking profits on the longs, opening some hedge shorts, and leaving some open for a moon bag. That is the system that I'm going to be following. So, Night Injective to $100 says, to earn 1,000, expect to lose 100. For 10,000, you might lose 1,000. To reach 100,000, be prepared to lose 10,000. Look, that is the reality, okay? And that is the reality of trading. But I fucking love this guy's comment here at the bottom. YU says, bro, I lost 1K yet. I didn't get my 10K. Guys, come to Chart Hackers, okay? Join us in Chart Hackers. We're going to fix you, okay? The boys were shorting whiff today. They were shorting Ondo. Now, I mean, there's action, okay? And we're going to flip long when we need to. So if you want a dopamine hit there, come to me in Hackers, okay? I've got the crew there teed up for you guys, nailing it. Long, short, trading Asia, trading New York, trading all the sessions there for you guys. It's all going down. And moon bag or handbag, correct. Any bag, okay? Any bag for me is good. So guys, if you want to find out a little bit more about Hackers or you want to join, you can just jump into the link in the show description here. And look, the Hackers guys can tell you themselves what Hackers is about in the chat. So Hackers, let the new people know what Hackers is about. But here is the link for Chart Hackers. And you can also follow us on Twitter, the Chart Hackers. At Chart Hackers. Will you drop the Twitter link in here, James? Please, bro. Okay, James is going to drop that Twitter link. There, Tate Motivation. He's just joined. Welcome, sir. Say hello in the chats, tag Chaos, and then he'll say hello to you. Okay, let's go. Let's talk other alts. Let's talk Solana. So, a couple of things brewing here at the moment for Sol. I'm getting a little bit excited in case we get one more wick here. You can see the box. Now, I've put a box in a box for you guys. 216 to 210. Okay, look at my reversal on the 8 hour. This thing is screaming at me that something needs to happen here on Solana. So yeah, a capitulation is possible. Yes, if we get a medium-sized dip here and Powell is dovish, okay, I can't see Sol dipping more than this today. I just can't see it happening. If he comes out hawkish and it's terrible news, fuck guys, then we are going to zero. Okay, if he comes out hawkish here and he wants to do something bad to Trump politically, it goes against what Trump wants and basically just says, fuck, we're going to raise rates or we're going to do something stupid, or we're not going to lower rates this year or something. Yes, the markets are going to get decimated, okay? But that will have to play accordingly. But right now, this is my strategy here, and we're going to find out the result in the next 2 hours anyway. So Sol 217 down to 210. That's pretty much where it's at for me at the moment. And then upside, look, you're not going to get greedy here. If you do get that bounce at 217, 210, you're going to look at 232. If we break that trend, cool. Then we start looking at higher targets, okay? But right now, let's just try and grab some kind of entry. Let's try and grab a reversal, and then we're going to see how we're going. Yumi says the Hackle Discord keeping me alive. Guys, the conditions out there are absolutely treacherous, okay? It's treacherous out there, and you need a community to look after you. You need guys that know what's potting in there. You need that community support. I'm telling you, trading alone is a filthy thing to do, and can get very lonely there. So come join us in Hackers, and I mean, he'll be there, the meme master, okay? He's there, and he's hooking
all
you
day
up
long.
all day long. The man is there. Okay, okay, let's go. Let's talk a couple of other things. So XRP, it just front ran the target I gave you yesterday. Now, this is such a bullshit headline, and it's so XRP, this headline, isn't it? And I know James is smug about this, but it's such bullshit. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse reveals he discussed with President Trump making XRP a strategic reserve. So what? I mean, President Trump could have told him to get lost, for all we know. All he's just said is, we discussed it. I mean, Trump doesn't even know what XRP is. I mean,
what's with this FUD, man? Come on. You know that it's going to rule the world. Trump said yes.
It's such bullshit. It's like, yes, we talked about it, but Trump probably said, what is the XRP? Is it one of those Bitcoins? He probably would have said. Okay, so,
I think he doesn't know what crypto is yet, personally.
Correct. So he was like, yeah, okay. So anyway, bullshit. Anyway, but here's XRP. And we front ran our target yesterday. So 3 was our main zone that I was looking at. I wanted that dip into 3. And you can see we front run it here at the moment. So in terms of a calm FOMC. Remember, this is important, okay? And that's why you're going to watch it live with me later on, because we're going to sit here together and we're going to get rinsed together, or we're going to pump together later on, because if the guy's dovish, we're cooking, okay? If he's bad, we're going to get rinsed here. So in terms of a calm FOMC, one more bleed out, a couple of wicks here, I'm looking at 3 for XRP. That is still locked in for me. That's a couple of percent now to the downside. And this is obviously subject to Joe Powell behaving himself, okay? So a little dip there, 1.8 is what we're going to look at. So we'll catch this one live. We'll see how it works out later on. And then in terms of render, it's bouncing too early. And we might start seeing, we might get our entry here. So let's keep watching render. I don't like that it's bouncing so early. Okay, it's a problem. I want it a little bit deeper here for us. Okay, let's go. Aptos. So this is another one. Is it time for me to close my Aptos short? So here is, while the altcoin market is down this month, Aptos is showing extraordinary strength in chain activity, crossing 30 million monthly active addresses. 2 years ago, it had around 350K. Now it's got 30 million. I don't know who uses this thing. I have no idea. Okay. But here it is. Okay. This is your zone. This is your entry for Aptos. Looking for about anything from 15% to a 30% move here for the next one, before the next dump. They can do whatever they want after that for us, but that's essentially what I'm looking at here. So Aptos, look, I'm sitting in that short. You can see we are just floating under an interesting zone here. So we could easily just start recovering and push up there already. So, look, it's a tricky one, but for me, I really, in perfect conditions, 6.67, that's the zone for me on Aptos. 6.67, I really want to see it there if we can get it. Let's look at the 12-hour. Look at that reversal there. Look at this reversal print here on the 12-hour. This thing is it's starting to talk to us. So even if we get one more dip here, that 6.67 is really starting to look interesting for some kind of move. How many hours till FOMC? Danny, it's 2 hours, maybe just under 2 hours from now. It's 2:30 I think Eastern time is what they've given us. Okay, guys, there's your Aptos level. That is obviously the perfect place where I want to close that short. That is where I want to end it, and I want to flip long. So let's see. I don't want to be overly greedy with these shorts, so we're going to have to see how we go in the next 20 minutes. Leading into this FOMC. So again, we're going to be extra cautious though. Okay, let's go. Ali Charts. He says over 240,000 ton have been transferred to exchanges in the past week, potentially signaling increased selling pressure as shown in on-chain data from sentiment feed. Okay. Now, we looked at TON yesterday, I believe. James, it was yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. And what we wanted to see was the bounce or 4.77. You can see we got our bounce or 4.77. So anybody who's long TON, I just wanted to bring this information to your attention. Okay, so 4.77, that is still your support that you're going to be looking at. But if there is a hefty sell-off in the market and this comes into play, now they could just be prepping. It could be a whale saying, look, what if the FOMC is hawkish? Then they want to be able to sell. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be looking at 4.55. That is going to be your next one. 4.55 is where it's at. Okay, so 4.55 for TON. That's your extreme move. Look at these candles. Okay, tell me we don't get a little bounce in that region. Anything down to even 4.44. 4.4, anything down there, looking for some kind of reversal play on TON. So keep your eyes on that one. As you can see, there's the information. Okay, could be selling pressure if they put it on exchanges. Why would you put so much TON on an exchange if you're not going to sell it or swap it for fart coin or something? Okay, drawdown on this cycle's top memes. Who felt that the most? Okay, 𝗙𝗢𝗪𝗑, Glenn, 𝗙𝗐𝗪𝗑. 𝗙𝗢𝗪𝗑, piece of shit. Okay, maybe it's going to bounce again. Myro's not even on that list because it's going to negatives at the moment. Peppy, bonk, where's my Brett? Okay, Brett's not even on here. And Brett feels like it's really caused a little bit of damage. But let's go. Peppy, look at this banger. Okay, look what is going on here. Here's Peppy on the 3-day. And all I want to say to you guys is, and like I said at the beginning here, the pain's going to come to an end from a timing perspective. I can't tell you how deep or how much further down it can go. Okay, but all I can tell you is, fuck, we are close. Okay, we are very close here. And if you look at this 3-day, look at my chart prime oscillator on the 3-day. This thing is rinsed. Okay, and it's about to print mega divergence here. Look at this thing. Here's your low. Here's your high. Okay, look at this thing. Price going up, oscillator going down. Okay, you tell me, 3-day bullish divergence, is that not going to give you something? 10%, 20%, 50% on Peppy? It's on the table. Okay, I don't want to miss that opportunity. I'm looking for a bounce play here on Peppy. That is why I've started building that position. Okay, let's talk Brett. Same story. We looked at this one yesterday. 3-day chart. Look at this thing. This thing is bleeding. Okay, it's ready to start reversing at some point. What you want to see on this cash flow is this thing just start tilting up. Once you see that, then this thing is on. Okay, then Brett is coming back to life. And what does that mean for us? How deep can we go in the market? Well, quite typically, this is the main level. So 0.71 is the big one. And Peppy will drop to 1 as per email from Carl Dukes. Fuck me. Okay, well, that's 107. Okay, 107. I'll have a word with Dukes. I'll send him a message. Let's see what he has to say here. There, it's 107, bro. There it is. Okay, let's not beat around the bush. There's your 107. Okay, it's the 786 and trend. You can see here's your liquidity there. Bang. Okay, there's your 1 level. Okay, that is the zone. And what was that comment? We'll get a better price on render. What did he say? DeepSeek destroyed render. I concur. I'm sure they'll figure it out though. Surely they'll figure it out. Surely they will figure it out. No, but Zweletu, me and Dupes have the same view here. Look at this. 107 to 102. That is my region for Peppy. Okay, that is what I'm looking at there. And you can see we are so close, guys. Like from a timing perspective, look at this. We are nearly there to a mega reversal. Okay, let's go. Brett, you can see, okay, Brett bouncing nicely. This is a big area. 71 is your big one. Backup zone on a sweat out, 62. That is it. Okay, we are very close to a reversal here on Brett. So keep watching that. Mia's loving a bit of render. And then lie to me, Pinocchio. Lie to me. We're putting whiff on the sphere. Okay. Is it going to happen? So we saw 𝗓𝗏𝗡 bought the fucking top of the whiff move. Bro, if 𝗓𝗏𝗡 can just join chart hackers, he would have caught my short and Emu's short this morning at 131. Okay, it says 2 hours ago, he spent $1.2 million buying whiff at 131. I swear we shorted 131. Okay, let's take a look. Let's see our whiff chart. Okay, so this was whiff on the daily. This was a setup dropped by Panda and myself in chart hackers. So you guys would have had tons of opportunity to see this one. This was in my long-term setups in hackers yesterday. And what I was looking for was the dip into one possible fake out below. And what did we get? We got 98 out of whiff. Okay, then we got a nice 35% bounce. And what did we do? We went straight into 𝗓𝗏𝗡's buy zone, which was the top of the resistance area. Okay, but he's obviously got a long-term view on whiff. Now, he's not a degen trader, so you know what I mean. He doesn't care if he's buying it at 1 or if he's buying it at 130. He cares that at some point this thing is so heavily oversold and he's going to make bank on the way back up. Okay, so in terms of that, this is degen stuff. He's obviously buying spot, so he doesn't care because he obviously believes this thing's going back to 2 at some point. So that is that. Okay, at the moment on whiff, let's look at the degen play. Is it time to start flipping long? So you can see here is our resistance band. This was the chart that I dropped this morning in hackers, and this is typically what you guys want to look for. When the market is pumping, you look for rejection zones. When the market is dumping, you look for bounce zones. That's as simple as that. And these are the zones we gave out this morning on hackers. These are your potential TP zones or your short zones for the bears on whiff. So it's 1.36, okay, it's 1.6, and it's 1.92. Those are your rejection zones on whiff. And remember, all these charts go straight into Chart Hackers directly after the show. So that information will be sitting there for you guys. Now, is it time to flip long on WIF after that short-term short? Look, if the theory that we're going to get a soft pile tonight is going to play out, I don't really want to lose this. Okay, that is pretty much where I want to be. So if we do get some kind of wick, let's just see where our 786 is. Bang. Okay, so I don't really want to go lower than this 1.06. So let's see if we can get something like this. If we get a hard wick and then Powell starts speaking nicely and then we get a pump. Okay, that is essentially what I'm looking for there. On WIF, you can see our 1 hour oscillator is starting to turn over a touch here. So just be, be patient with this one. But I think 1.06 could be on the cards for us. Obviously, the lows is going to be a massive marker as well. That 97, 98 is what you're going to watch. How do I stop being a DJ? Bro, self-control, bro. Self-control. Come hang out in Hackers. We've got DGen stuff covered, but we'll also keep you calm. We've got Chaos in there trading spot. He's trading signal moves with the indicators. It's nice and slow. It's nice and relaxing. We've got bots in there. The chart prime guys are phenomenal in there as well for us. And Juliet says Powell gets deported to Mexico if he doesn't comply. I concur. I think that should happen. Okay. Okay, WIF 1.06. That's I don't want to see lower than that. If we're seeing lower than that, we most likely have a bearish situation out there. Okay, now in terms of meme coins that hold, dare I mention this again? Okay, look at the stability on this thing. WIF's getting wrecked. Popcat's getting wrecked. What is Goku doing? Chilling, okay? Just doing its thing. At the moment, it's $28 million market cap. I think I brought it to you guys. James, I don't know. 1 million, 2 million? It was low, okay? This thing's like 20x. For you guys. So look, you can see this thing recovers well. So buy it on weakness, then play the bounce. Simple. Any weakness, buy the weakness, play the bounce. I wouldn't chase green candles. I would chase the red ones, and you get nice recoveries here on this Goku. So in terms of memes, it could be a play. Now, obviously, I want this to play out. Obviously, I want this to play out. Obviously, I want this to play out. Okay, this Pepe's going to run on nice strength. Okay. Let's go Tao. So that is my next one. Now, I've been trying to catch a Tao long here. What I wanted to do, the idea behind this, now I gave you guys a long in Hackers yesterday, and I gave you guys a long in the show. And to be fair, that thing is ripped. Okay, so if you were a very patient trader, you would have TP'd super early, and you would have enjoyed the move because it was a little banger. Now, my anticipation here is based on the daily on Tao. Okay, we can see that thing's looking super bullish there. So what I wanted to do was try and survive and get this thing into FOMC with the bias that we're going to have a bullish or a dovish pile tonight. Now, obviously, if I'm wrong, we get rinsed. Okay, it's simple. But my strategy on Tao was to play this thing so that I could grab this clean break of this trend, because we know if we break a daily trend, things get super exciting. We start looking at much higher levels on these alts. Breaking a daily trend is a major situation. So I wanted to throw my chips on the table here and try and see if we could ride this thing higher up. So in terms of Tao yesterday, if you guys are holding, look at this banger. Look at this banger, James. Look at this thing. So in terms of Tao, if you guys are holding this position from last night, like I am, okay, this is your option. Now, my stop loss is sitting at 424. Okay, so it's sitting there. Okay, so that is going to give me some breathing room under that 618. So if there is any volatility or any crazy moves or crazy wicks, I'm obviously looking for that, to survive that dip for me. And then, how did I play this thing? So we push this Tao up, and you identify a major resistance band. For example, the VWAP from the highs on the 5th of December, acting as perfect resistance here on Tao. And that gives you a zone that you want to take profit on, or a zone that you can look for a short or a head short on Tao. So let's just find this thing here quickly. There it is. Okay, so I banged open that head short. That short is at 460. What was it? 481. Okay, the entry price for that short, 481. No reason to close that thing now. The idea is the short pays for me to add to this long. Look at this long. It's now $35,000 in size. If we get another dip, we add to that long. That is my strategy. And obviously, if we start losing that 424, well, then it's over for me. Okay, then I get rinsed and I take a net loss on the long, and then I'll close the short in profit, but that's a much smaller short. So it's actually a net loss in the end. So you got to have a bias, and you got to believe that the market is obviously going to bounce you if you do hit that. But look at that 15-minute double bottom here, divergence on the oscillator. So that would have told you that you probably get a bounce there off that region. Again, you can't say how high the 15 minutes is going to send you. The dailies are the ones you really want to be watching. But small time frame, look at that divergence, pop, and what does 𝗏𝗏 do? Little move off 382 trend VWAP. Okay, very simple stuff. And I see Anna's an absolute degen since she joined. Okay, so Anna joined us 3-4 days ago, and she's been very active in the chats there. Anna, well done. And she's posting all types of setups as well. And she's a bit of a degen, it seems. And Sino says Doge is trash. Okay, yeah, but it's in government now. Okay, so Tao, guys. 454, you can see that's a potential reaction zone. This is the zone I gave hackers earlier today for the bounce. So that is your first bounce zone. Then you've got 443, and then you've got 428. So that is kind of what you want to be watching. And Shauno says buy quality with a use case. Agree, like Fartcoin. Absolute banger. And we actually saw an interesting debate. Oh, wait, I saw this. This was great, this comment, yeah. From Ape, look at this. Bro, he says, bro is down almost 9 figures this cycle. Do not follow him buying whiff. Buy Fartcoin. I mean, isn't crypto just the absolute best? That this is what we do. We literally buy Fartcoin. Okay, so Tao, you know what you're doing there on Tao. Here's another one. Okay, so here's Supra. Now, I haven't really heard about this thing, but DJ Dave was telling me that he's bought a bit of spot on this Supra, and I took a look at this chart, and it's looking very interesting. Okay, here's a divergence printing on the Supra at the moment, and there's a couple of interesting levels for me. So you can see there's pressure for a potential trend break right now on the Supra, but in terms of another hot zone for me, I've got you at 0.0138. Now, DJ Day is one of our big traders in chart hackers. Okay, he's one of our guns in there, and he likes the Supra thing long term. Now, in terms of short term, you can see there's divergence. There might be a pop. Okay, so there might be a trade coming on Supra. Obviously, your lows that you're going to watch here are 1788. But another big zone for you guys, 1355 is what you're going to watch, okay? And Mia says she got Supra with Dave's call on hackers. Yes, okay, so he's trading it. He's trading it at the moment as well. And Tundo says David sends it. That's correct. You can follow him on Twitter. David sends it, okay? The @ David sends it. Okay. So Supra, you'll find out more about that on Chart Hackers. Dupe, nothing to report. We didn't get that pump that I wanted into the big zone, so nothing there. Sui, guys, this was what I gave you yesterday. I'm trying to build a Sui position here. My conviction is that it holds 3.4. If it doesn't hold 3.4, I get rinsed, and then we start reassessing where Sui is going to go. So Sui for me, 3.4, looking at that. And you can see I have started building that Sui position. And this is what I gave you yesterday. So I was looking for a dip into that zone and then a pop. Taliat says, what is the name of that indicator? Bro, the best thing you can do, seriously, is it's Chart Prime, but I'm going to teach you all about it in my course. Okay, you're going to get this. You're going to get a special deal on it as well if you do my accelerator course. So go into the show description, sign up here to my accelerator course. It's at the top of the list here for you guys. It's going to teach you about all the things that I do on the show, all these things you see on the show. Like, for example, like, how did I know that this was going to bounce? Like, what kind of witchcraft did I use that I knew this was going to bounce here? Okay, so you're going to find out how to do that by doing my accelerator course. You'll be done in 10 days. Okay, and I'm going to teach you how to use the oscillators. I'm going to teach you how to use all these cool Chart Prime things as well. And then I'll see you in Hackers. You come and join us in Chart Hackers, and you're going to see we're trading with all this stuff as well. And we're going to keep you guys well informed on that. Okay, so guys, a big FOMC live stream on Crypto Live. That is going to be in about an hour or an hour and a half from now. I'm going to be live. We're going to live stream this FOMC. We're going to listen to Joe Powell talk. If he's dovish, we're sending the shit up If he's hawkish, we're going to get absolutely rinsed, okay? But we're going to do it in style, and we're going to make sure we have a couple of banging shorts in play as well. Okay, so I'm going to make sure you covered. I'm bringing DJ and Dave on, and make sure you tune in. It's Crypto Live. James, can we have that link one more time here in the chats for everybody? And do me a favor while we're waiting for James to drop that link. Any charts you want me to chart for you, the simplest thing you can do is after the show, drop the names of the tokens you want me to chart. Then I can include them in my show. If you drop them while I'm live, sometimes I don't see them. And then, I might not be talking about them. So if I can look in the comments afterwards, after the show, and I can say, hey, okay, that's a nice one to look at, just drop it for me and I'll cover it for you during the week. Okay, so I'll try and do as many as possible. And John Max says bear moon today. Yeah, it feels that way. And look, big sell-off on bear moon on the altcoins. Bitcoin actually not so bad. Okay, AVAX, the tougher stuff. AVAX, 32 to 30. That's your hot zone, bro. 32 to 30. If you get a wick into 30, it's probably a banger. Okay, probably a banger. Ponky, absolute dog shit. Guys, we'll try and cover it tonight on the FOMC live stream. Okay, see you guys later. We'll see you just now. Okay. Oh, this market better rip, bro.